Hello and welcome. This is Chris-Ann, and today we are going to be pressing some flowers along with me. So I have a collection of flowers that need to be pressed. The Queen Anne's lace is getting to the point where it's a little beyond needing to be pressed. All of these were picked today. This was more freshly picked than some of that was. And I'm going to show you the kit that I use. I got this kit on Amazon. There is a whole bunch of kits to use on Amazon. I'm trying to get the paper out. It is this kit right here, the flower press kit. I can't even begin to know how to pronounce that, but that is the kit. And it comes with a couple of tools. Do you need them? No, not really. This particular kit's a little different than some of the other kits. My dad made me a whole bunch of flower press kits years and years and years ago, and ask me where they are, I have no idea. So I purchased this one, and it is Velcro to tighten it. Doesn't have screws to tighten it. This one has Velcro to tighten it. And you just take the Velcro straps off when not in use. I'm gonna move this, put this here. I have added some cardboard to this. This one comes with these sheets that are sort of like tissue paper. Not what I typically use. I like to use blotting paper, but that's what this kit came with. So I figured, okay, let me use it. And it comes with sponge. I cut up the box and the packaging that it came with to give it a little bit extra to add to this, so I can have extra layers within this. There is this sort of absorbent blotting kind of pad thing here, and then two of these tissue paper things. These have all been used, obviously. So I do have flowers in this. Here they are right here. And these are pressed and dried. And you can see I have all different angles of the flowers. And that's these flowers right here. So fresh, pressed and dried. And I like to do little clusters as well. So I'm just going to remove these. I'm going to take them out. I keep them, and I even do the greenery. I keep them in an envelope. I did some goldenrod. Just be careful. Some people are allergic to goldenrod. I'm going to be encasing these in resin. So once it's encased in resin, you're not going to be in contact with it, so to speak. So I will take those out of there later. And you see I have more of those little daisy looking things. I don't really know exactly what they are. Yep, they all there. Let me move these. And that's what I have. So I'm going to put this down, and I have some newer of this, feels just like tissue paper to me. I'm really not exactly sure with what they call it. There's a whole bunch of pieces of this, and they're all sticking together. So let's put one sheet down. Make sure it's flattened. Whoop. And my neighbors are out. All right, I have some ferns, and I would like to get some of these ferns pressed. Now, when I press things, I press upside down. I'm not going to bother cutting these all apart right now. When I go to use them, yes, I will cut all of those apart. But for now, I'm just picking apart some of the pieces. Let's see, let's put it this way. I try not to have them touching if possible, because I don't want them sticking to each other. And you see, I'm just laying them upside down. kind of squish them all in. All right, I'm good with that. Here's a pressed one, let's move that. Okay, now I need to take another piece of this tissue paper. Now, let's talk of different ways that you can use these once they're pressed and dried. What I do is I put them in resin, so I'm making resin jewelry. You can press them between, iron them between layers of wax paper, or laminate them, make bookmarks, make Christmas ornaments. So you see, I have a layer of this. This is a very thick, I'm not even sure what it is. It's not a blotting paper, but it's kind of like a super thick blotting paper. So I have a layer of that, 2 layers of my tissue paper with the layers of the flowers in between, another layer of this really thick blotting foam that came with the kit. If you don't have foam, it's okay to use cardboard. I'm going to put down another layer of that really thick, it almost feels like a handmade paper, really. So let's do another sheet of these, and let's do some of my Queen Anne's lace that I have here. So I was just at the dump today, saw a whole bunch of Queen Anne's lace. These are my yucky scissors. They look yucky. So I put it down and then I trim off the stem. When I come to use this, in my instance, I'm not going to be like these make beautiful Christmas ornaments at Christmas time, to just press these and then put them between layers of, like I said, ironed waxed paper together, or you can laminate them. That would be a beautiful Christmas ornament once it's pressed. I am going to be cutting each little individual cluster apart and using those in pendants. So that's why I'm not super concerned. Normally I would have pressed these a lot earlier, like pick them, immediately press them. But I am making do, and I know my arm keeps coming in front of you. I have a whole pile of Queen Anne's lace. Now, one thing I want to tell you, a lot of times people look and think it's Queen Anne's lace. If it has purple in the stem, do not cut it. Do not go near it. That is poison hemlock. So don't go near that one. Now, I have a whole bunch of space here. So let's just cut some of these, and I'm cutting right up to the little flower base, and these are my outside yucky scissors. And let me trim that, and I'm going to use this as well. And I'm outside, so when I'm done trimming all of these things, I just take my little extras and chuck them over the railing at my deck. Oh, here is a queen, whoops. Yeah, that's the downfall of being outside. Things like to blow away. I shook these out earlier to try my best to get the little critters out of the flowers. Whoops. Now, if I wasn't on camera, would I fill this up even more? You betcha I would. I use every available little space that I can, and I fill these up. Now, they gave you tweezers. I don't really use the tweezers. I have long nails. I do tend to use my nails in lieu of tweezers, but I know a lot of people need to use tweezers. Go for it. So, yep, blowing around. I just don't want them touching. Okay, so there's that one. Let's get another piece of this tissue paper. We are going to put this on top. We are going to take a piece of cardboard this time. I'm giving it a gentle squish. Gentle, And then you know what? We're going to take a piece of foam. This time, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've never really worked with a flower press that had all this foam and funky handmade paper and all that type of stuff. I normally just use blotting paper and cardboard, to be honest, between wooden like frames. Okay, I like some of the greenery here that's with the Queen Anne's lace. And like I said, I double checked to make sure it wasn't poison hemlock. And let's do some more fern. Yeah, it's not normally this windy when I'm out here. Let's put some of these tools here. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna pinch this off. So how long does it take me to get these to press? It depends on your temperature and the weather and the humidity of where you're at. I typically let it go about a week, sometimes a little bit more than a week, and it's perfectly usable for me. But you test it where you're at. And let's do a couple more of these. So I'm making like little teeny tiny flower arrangements within the resin pendants that I'm creating. I know my arm keeps getting in the way. So these teeny tiny pendants, I'm working in very, I mean, my pendants are like that big. So I'm making little flower arrangements with all these different components. So I'm cutting like these little pieces apart. I'm cutting like this apart. You know, I'm not using this whole thing because that's bigger than my pendant is. You know, so I'm like cutting it there, and then I'm using like these little individual leaves here. So when I'm telling you I'm working tiny, I mean it. I'm really working in miniature. I like working in miniature. I mean, it's fun for me. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. I can understand that. I kind of like the little fiddly bits. I'm being somewhat gentle, but not hugely gentle. I'm going to do another foam over this. And Cassie Rose is out here on the deck with me. You can hear her barking at the neighbors, keeping me safe, you know. Let's do a few more Queen Anne's lace. I need the scissors. And I know my arm keeps getting in the way. I know. And I've had these sitting out, as you can tell. They've been sitting out for a little bit because I wanted all the little critters out. So normally when I do Queen Anne's lace, I would do it immediately, right away. But like I said, I'm not really concerned about the full circle snow puff looking design because like I said, I'm using these individually. Normally, I would have pressed them probably within 20 minutes of picking them, if not sooner. Today was not that day. And my son helped me pick some of these too. So that was helpful. And I'm just going to trim off this extra right there. I know we got a little spider in here. Let me try and get rid of him. I don't want to press the spider. Oh, he's still there. Come on. Okay, I think we got rid of him. Okay, so let's put another piece on top of this. And then I'm going to put another one of these thick almost handmade papers. And you know what? I'm not gonna really, I think I'll just finish with some of the greenery. Yeah. I typically like it upside down. Does it always get upside down? No. That's good. And I'm just going to put all this together as if I had filled the entire thing up. Obviously, I didn't. There is some of that cardboard. I recycled all the cardboard. Like I said, it was the packaging that came in with this. I know I have a lot more flowers here. I will get to these later. And then I put the wooden piece back on. So I have a wooden piece at the top, a wooden piece at the bottom. Normally, my flower presses that I have holes in the top and the bottom. They have screws that come through and like a lug nut thing that I close to tighten it. And I'll go through and I'll tighten it as the week is going on, because I let it set for a week. These have Velcro straps, and sometimes I have issues with my dexterity, and I find that these sometimes can give me a little bit of issues, but I'm figuring it out. So there, I put that on, then I come through and I put this one on. I don't care if they're going the same way, not going the same way, that doesn't bother me. I give this one a really nice tighten, Velcro it down, and then I come back in and retighten this one. And there. And I will leave that to sit for, like I said, about a week. I'll check it. If it's not fully pressed and dried and there's still some moisture in it, then you know what? I'll just close it all right back up again. But I'm lucky that I have, let me pull out my envelope here. Oops, here. This is one of those flowers that we did today. And that's what it looks like. And then I have some Queen Anne's lace. This is a couple of them all stuck together. I used to, when I stored my flowers, store them between different sheets of paper, and I made this like beautiful accordion fold to hold them. Yeah, I shove them in an envelope now. And look at all these little teeny tiny components can make really cute little arrangements when I'm doing my resin work. I just have like this envelope that came with the kit, and that's how I keep it. I have all different types of foliage, green, fun things. I have my pansies. Whoops, one of them just flew away. I pressed a whole bunch of pansies. Now you'll notice the color will change when you press and dry anything. And all these little teeny tiny forget-me-nots, I did those as well. Those were kind of a pain in the butt. Those happened earlier in the summer. Those are working tiny. Those are seriously tiny. So I have all these different components. I have clovers. I have whatever is kind of growing in my yard. I kind of walk around with a bucket or a box or something just so I can collect different pieces of foliage so I can press them, because this is the work that I'm going to be doing for months to come. So I hope this has been informative. Thank you for tuning in. Cassie's telling me somebody just put in. Take care and be free.